filmmaker David "The Rock" Nelson likes to keep things low budget, so he usually uses his friends as actors and his backyard as the set. Meet the man who claims to be the Ed Wood of the 90s.
I'm only Mrs. Nelson. My son is downstairs.
Okay, come on.
Are you in the middle of shooting something?
Yes, I'm shooting The Devilland. I was shooting it last night at work down in my office, and I'm working on Werewolf's Revenge today.
You crank them out pretty quick, I take it.
Oh, yes.
How many movies have you made, David?
I've made 25 shorts, and I'm working on my third feature, Vampire Woman, with my girlfriend Janet in it. She's from Park Ridge. Michael Flores from Psychotronic Film Society gave me the title in '92 when he saw Werewolf vs. Dracula. He calls me the Ed Wood of the 90s and beyond.
You've worked with one of Ed Wood's actors, correct?
Yes, Conrad Brooks. And this is a picture of Conrad right here. This is Conrad with Bela Lugosi. This is him in Plan 9 right there. Conrad Brooks returns to the screen in one of his most entertaining roles ever. And David "The Rock" Nelson as the ferocious werewolf.
How'd you get the name The Rock?
I was a boxer, golden gloves.
Okay, yeah.
That's my critics that don't like my movies. This is Mike Frankenstein Johnson.
Hi, I'm the actors in this movie.
Are you always Frankenstein?
Yeah, sure.
You're not a real versatile actor.
No, not at all.
You're a man of one face, basically.
No, he plays a vampire in Vampire Woman as a detective. This is Dino Man here. Janet's going to play Dinosaur Woman, which is my version of Jurassic Park.
What's the plot of that movie?
Well, I find an egg, and I take the DNA out of it and inject it into Janet. He's back again, David "The Rock" Nelson in his weirdest monster role ever. And as the old man, and as the evil Egyptian prince, King Ramsey, and as Detective Nelson. David "Rocky" Nelson plays all these roles, all in the same movie.
Now, David, what do you say to somebody who says you're a shameless self-promoter?
He who goes and whispers in a well is not so apt to get the dollars as he who climbs a tree and hollers. I used to be a street preacher, by the way.
Have you ever fought yourself? In other words, killed yourself in your own movie?
Yes, I have. Here you go! Ha! Ha! People can call my movies junk and garbage. I don't care because I'm going to keep cranking them out and pumping them out. And they'll see in the end that my movies are good.
I just don't know.
What's your favorite of your son's films?
Well, I haven't seen all of them.
This is Frankenstein versus the werewolf. Werewolf versus Frankenstein. I'm finally going to film it. Okay, now all I got to do is turn this baby on. It is on. Get back there behind where my mom is, but you're going to walk that way. I'm going to edit this scene out of me running up to the hideout.
I want him to give me some lines to say.
Frankenstein normally doesn't have any lines, man.
Well, he says stuff like water, good, food, good.
Say werewolf, bad.
Okay.
No good, werewolf, no good.
If somebody wants to find out more about your films, what should they do?
Call area code 708-299-5704.
Yes, it was a bash, all right, in Arlington, Virginia, commemorating the 35th anniversary of Famous Monsters. There were monster fans of all ages on hand to say hello to legendary editor Forrest J. Ackerman, the man who turned on a whole generation of horror buffs.
Used to bring Halloween to the kids of the country once a month, and lo and behold, they've grown up and turned out to be John Landis and Joe Dante and Steven Spielberg.
Some of those fans couldn't be there in person, but others came, like Gremlin's director Joe Dante, a charter Famous Monsters reader.
All of a sudden, it was like, here's a magazine for me. It was a magazine with all these cool movies that I'd seen when I was a kid. I'd sort of forgotten some of them. And it sort of made a network of kids who all liked this kind of stuff, but didn't know that anybody else did.
Director John Landis remembers another aspect of the magazine's allure.
There was a picture on the cover, or I don't know, inside one of the magazines of a woman with blonde hair, I remember it very well, from like a William Castle movie, and she had a hatchet in her head. And my mother saw that and said, not in my house, you know, and so it had the added attraction of being forbidden fruit for me.
Not all of Forrest Ackerman's fans were kids. One enthusiast was longtime friend and science fiction master Ray Bradbury, who's no snob about horror.
all the other fiction forms are such bores, aren't they? Huh? No one has any fun. Yeah, who wants to write for the New Yorker when you can write for Forey Ackerman, huh?
This anniversary convention brought out fans, collectors, and dealers with artifacts of the horror movie craze of the 50s and 60s, and celebrities of the day, like the beloved pioneering TV horror movie host, Zachary.
I refuse to grow up along with all these other people who refuse to grow up.
But the best news of all was the introduction of a new reincarnated famous monsters ready to tantalize a new legion of fans. And there's a new generation of horror stars and starlets like Brink Stevens ready to respond on cue. Very well done. Now, the magazine's back on newsstands along with its sort of progeny, the current magazines like Scarlet Street and Film Facts and Fangoria, Starlog that have taken up where Famous Monsters left off.